Everyone, this is the third guy here, and for today's video, we'll be taking a dive into EDPM 2019 Paper 1. So, without taking any into consideration, let's go right into it. Anyways, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet to the Study Prep Guys channel, I would really appreciate it. So, let us actually go into the presentation. So, we have 1 hour and 30 minutes to complete this paper. So if you think about it, you have at least 3 to 2 minutes on average on every question. So let's start. Some on items 1 to 3. Some of the following sentences contains errors of punctuation or capitalization. Some of them are correct. Select the letter A, B, C, or A, B, or C to identify the error. Select D if there is no. So for the first one, it says several boys participated in the boat race. Stephen, Amir, Raul, and James. So from the boat race, Stephen, Amir. So within number one, there is seemingly no error. Give me a second, guys. So within this section here, there is seemingly no error. So we don't have to do anything for that. So for question one, the answer will most be D because there is no error there. There's no error within that scenario. So for number two, it says the final stop on the itinerary is Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. The error there is the P. The P is supposed to be capitalized, so it's port with capital P, Port of Spain, because that's a place, that's an area, Spain. So that there needs to be corrected, and that needs to be adjusted. So for the first one, it is D. There is no error within the first sentence, and for the second one, there is a significant issue in capitalization, and the answer for that is punctuated P, Port of Spain. So we have the first two answers there. Let's actually start making the adjustments and actually start circling off. And welcome back everyone to the channel, everybody who has been since the beginning. And we have good news. We have officially passed 20,000 average viewers and our total viewers and almost all of our channels combined. So that's a good thing. We could reach 100K before the year ends. So for everybody out there, we will be doing weekly uploads of new content. Every week we at least post 3 to 4 videos every week, with majority of it being live streams. I usually sometimes or annually do subject by subject courses on every topic for CSEC, ranging from chemistry to human and social biology and anything that is presumptuously possible. I also do reaction videos and stuff. I also do reaction videos on like different topics and sometimes even fun reaction videos in some instances. So let us actually go into this documentation so we could actually start circling it off. So let us actually go into the third one. So it says for 3, the principal of Queen's College explained, if you study hard, you'll pass your exams. So for this one, you don't really have to think really hard about it. It is no error. So that is legitimately, you don't really need to think a lot about that. So for the first one, there is no error. For the second one, there's error with punctuation with capitalized P, Port of Spain, because it's actually an area. For instances like, for example, names, places, and even countries, and even significant positions, there is a vital need for you to punctuate those stuff. So items 4 to 10 refer to the following incomplete sentences. Choose the word that best completes each sentence. The tour guides something the students to walk with their own water, and that would be advised. So we have advice, we have advised, and we have advised. So Mr. is saying finally open, so I could actually start writing. No, it's not open yet, so we just have to go through it like this, guys. So the correct answer for this one would be advised, and that would be C. Um, the answer for that would be C, advised. So moving farther down the list, last week Sam you I something or board is with a visit to the museum. This is a very simplistic thing, and something that I really like to highlight about EDPM CSEC is that they usually just repeat the questions. It's, for example, the same questions presented in 2019 paper two, or no, paper one, was the exact same darn questions in 2018. Is they're just that lazy. And for CSEC, you need to pull yourself up. This is laziness. Generally just so lazy. This is the exact same questions in 2018 and 2017, 14. It's the exact same things. So guys, utilize this. Hopefully it does not finish. Hopefully it does not end. So last week Samud and I celebrated. It's past tense. This is the answer for this is we have celebrate, that is present. Celebrates, that's what they're doing right now. It's celebrate and celebrating, meaning that they're doing it right now. So celebrated would be the correct instance for now. Um, so the correct answer for this is B, celebrated. It occurred in the past. Since this one last week, it occurred in the past and not the present. So let's go on to question with the sixth. After the concert, the students could not remember something. The school bus was parked. And this one is weird. The school bus was parked. The correct answer for six would be D, where. So we have where like you actually so where it is not exactly a word. For B, wear me actually wearing some clothes like I'm doing right now. We have where, and that is not the correct word for this instance. And we have where is the school bus? Where is it parked? So the correct answer for six would be D. Yeah, that's everything so far. You just check if this thing actually. All right, it finally is here. So let me change the screen, the questions. So we're here now. Let's just actually start going into the past papers. So as I said before, this contains no error. This contains no error. This is D. Um, there is error within the punctuation. Um, there's error within punctuation for the second and for the third. There is no error. It is properly punctuated and it's properly incited. For question four, we did discuss that the correct answer is advised. Last week, some celebrated. So the correct answer for this would be celebrated. Um, and for this one, it's actually where we discussed that just now, meaning that we want to know where exactly or where is the location of the bus. Moving on to question 7. Everyone was something when Mr. Richard announced that a practical examination was postponed. Everyone was relieved. So we have relieved, and that is that is that is literally spelled wrong in our senses. We have relieved, and the correct answer for this is relieve, B. So for 7, the correct answer would be B. And for 8, the students in Mr. Robert class were pleased with their something on the mathematics test achievements. So achievements, ACHEVEMENTS, that is the incorrect way of spelling it. We have the achievements, and that is just with the that is just, if you just pronounce it in your brain, it would literally sound incorrect. And within instances like these, you could just actually try to pronounce the word in your brains mentally and just see if they're making sense. So the correct pronunciation in this instance would be B, achievements, not achievements, not achievements, and all these other very ironic things. So Makada wrote something headings for each column separate. So We have separate. We have split. Um, and if you could see here, I think this is separate, separate, and this could get a lot of children confused. The correct one is separate, not separate. It's just separate. So, but something for physically challenged students is subsidized by the government. But fear, and that you're scared of something, so that is out. Fear is prostitution, and this is not a word. So the actual correct is just now. I need to correct that. Just give me a second, guys. This is my error, so I'm very sorry about that. So the correct answer for this is not B. It is actually in reality C. Fear meaning that it is justified, it's equal. You're trying to give equal attention to both parties, but boss fear is FARE, meaning that you need to have actually subsidized amount of financing to give to the students so that they can have adequate transportational services. Like for example, within developing economies, the governments usually have to provide some type of financial assistance, usually by providing free bus care and free transportation for students, or even for persons that usually don't have enough financing in their parental households to actually supply that need. So for question 10, it says which of the following abbreviations may be used in manuscript to represent the word necessary. So this so the correct answer is necessary. So the answer for that would be A. Um, which of the following words is represented by the abbreviation SH in a manuscript? So the um, let us check back that. Let us check this back. Let's check back this answer for question 12. And I will return back to this one in a previous class. I might need to correct this on tomorrow's live stream at 8 p.m. 2020, but I will return to it shortly. For everyone out there, we'll be continuing past papers for EDPM 2020. Tomorrow, paper one, and we'll be doing some paper twos Saturday. And for Sunday, we'll be closing off the weekend by doing some maths past papers. And we'll start our maths past papers this Sunday. So everyone's please stay in tune for that. And for everyone who has been watching since the beginning, I really appreciate the help. And for everyone that is unsubscribed and who is thinking and in between, I really appreciate if you guys could subscribe. So I'll have to come back to this one. I think it shall, but I should really take a check back on that later. So in which of the following components of a computer system can the CPU, ROM, and RAM be found? It cannot be found in the hard drive. And so CPU, control processing unit, ROM, random access memory. So it has to be something with memory. So if you think about all these answers, the hard drive, hardboard, mother stick, and memory stick. Let me see what's going on here, guys. So for this question, coming back to this here, the most adequate answer for this would be the hardboard. Well, actually, just the hard drive. So I have to come back. I have to review this, guys. So take it with a grain of salt. So I'll come back to that later. Out of the following four answers from A, B, C to D is hard drive. So which of the following group represents output devices? So we have printer, monitor, and keyboard. Keyboard is an input device, so that is out. Monitor is also an input device, so that is out. Plotter, printer, and speaker. The correct answer for here is D. All three of these are output devices. Mouse is an input device for C, so that is immediately out. Monitor and scanner are both input devices, so that in itself is already out. So we cannot really put that primitively in. So for question 15, it says which of the following devices may be classified as both input and output? The correct answer is webcams. Webcams take in information and it also projects information at the same time. It both inputs information. And thing is, so the correct answer is this for B. And something that I really like to highlight for you guys who are preparing for EDPM CSEC. This is a very, very common question in CSEC. They usually, from in my experience from all the past papers that I've looked through, this usually always comes. This question is very redundant. It is very repetitive. And CSEC for EDPM usually likes to repeat questions. They don't like to diversify it a lot. So what you will see excessive similarities in their past paper structuring and their ordinance in that areas. So we'll do two more questions. We'll close out the live stream and we'll continue that on a later. We'll continue tomorrow. It's Friday. We'll have two streams tomorrow. We will start our fourth live stream at EDPM at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll finish it off at 4:30 Eastern time, and we'll continue on 2020 EDPM passwords at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll finish it off at 7. So that is everything that I like to update you guys about. It says which of the following should be given the most consideration by a company which is desirous of designing an efficient. It says which of the following should be given the most consideration by a company which is desirous of designing an office that is ergonomically efficient. Employees' personal attire, employees' personal desire, types of office furniture being used, types of office equipment being used. So when we think of ergonomics, we think of what makes the worker comfortable. So when it thinks of types of equipment being used, that does hold some amount of value. But when it comes to ergonomics, we think of making an environment, a work environment, so comfortable that it is suitable towards non-lead business, but it's suitable towards them. So out of these four responses, the correct answer for this would most likely be C, because ergonomics deal with satisfying the desires of the worker and actually create an environment that is so work efficient and so work desirous that it promotes productivity, efficiency in the overall generalization of the business. So for question 17, we'll close off it on here. For next live stream, we'll continue next presumptuous amount of questions, and we will finish it off on a very positive note. So one way to avoid repetitive strains or injuries due to prolonged viewing of a computer monitor is to use this now. So one way to avoid repetitive strain or injuries due to prolonged viewing of a computer monitor is to use. So they have an ergonomic mouse, an ergonomic keyboard, as a green flicker or anti-glare screen. So what usually happens is that from prolonged typing of documents and what's not documentations, what happens over time, you get exhausted, you get tired. So in this instance with question 17, in this for instance, because usually you have to bend your box to actually type, you have to put your box in a certain position, sort of. So the correct answer for this is an ergonomic keyboard. Mouses, that is really not of an issue a lot. So I will have to debate on C, but I'll return to that on tomorrow's live stream. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate your time. Nice to meet you today. And that is everything for the Study Prep Guy. If you haven't subscribed yet, I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on tomorrow's live stream.